Hello, survivors. Welcome to Poetry for Today. Every fairy tale tells us about the prince who saves the princess. But what if the princes were part of the trap? What if the castle held a secret and the villain wasn't a witch in the forest, but a stepmother sitting on the throne? This is a dark fairy tale about envy, deception, and a princess whose greatest battle wasn't dragons, but the heartbreak others tried to send into her life. Today's poetry story is entitled Prince Alarming. Once in a kingdom bright with gold lived a princess gentle, brave, and bold. She carried a fortune she did not know, a crown of destiny set to grow. But inside the castle's velvet halls lurked whispers drifting through the walls. A stepmother watched with jealous eyes, plotting beneath polite disguise. For hidden deep in royal decree was wealth the princess soon would see. But greed had poisoned the stepmom's heart. She needed the girl torn apart. So she summoned not witches, not dragons in flame, but princes who mastered a crueler game. They rode in smiling, shining, charming, narcissistic Prince Alarmings. Each one dazzling, smooth, and bright, promising kingdoms, stars, and light. They spoke of love, of endless skies, while daggers slipped behind their eyes. They courted the princes with roses and song, but their love never stayed for long. It vanished, cold as winter air, leaving silence and despair. One prince left shadows in her mind. Another vanished, cruel and blind. Another swore she was his queen, then shattered every hopeful dream. And high above in castle tower, the stepmother watched with hungry power. Each broken heart, each lonely tear, brought the princess closer to despair. "Soon," she whispered in bitchy tone, "her sorrow will finish what I have sown." For grief can weigh like iron chains, and heartbreak echoes through the pain. The stepmother hoped the prince's pain would drive her spirit from the game. But fairy tales held ancient light that burns through even the darkest night. For one day the princess saw the thread, the patterns where the princess led. Not fate, not chance, not love gone wrong, but a trap that had been set all along. And once a princess sees the scheme, the villains lose their wicked dream. For heartbreak sent like poison darts cannot destroy the bravest hearts. The princes faded, mask undone, their borrowed kingdoms overrun. And the stepmother's plan, so cold, so clever, collapsed beneath the truth forever. Because a princess who survives the lies does something villains always despise. She rises, not broken, not gone, not erased from the story's view, but stronger than the fairy tale ever knew. Survivors, if you enjoy dark fairy tales, poetic storytelling, and stories about truth overcoming deception, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Because sometimes the real fairy tales aren't about castles and crowns. They're about surviving the villains who tried to rewrite your story. Bye.